Hello everybody, today's video is how to go up and talk to anyone in 5 steps. This is something that I struggled with immensely in my life, being, first of all, too anxious to go up and talk to anyone, and then lacking the knowledge on how to do the rest. So in this video, I'm going to go over that. Let's start with number 1. Now, the reason you're going to feel anxiety before going up and talking to someone, and this usually can be anyone, but I want you to particularly feel on who the person it is you go up and talk to and the feelings you get for that person. Usually, if there's one particular person that you feel more anxious going up to and talking to them than anybody else, there's something usually more special that you're placing about that person. And so if I told you to go up to a cashier, that would be a lot less stressful for you, at least for, going up to a random person talking, because that's their job. You're supposed to go up to that person and talk to them. And so it feels socially acceptable. And when things are socially acceptable, what happens is that your FOJ, or your fear of judgment, decreases. Fear of judgment. And that's basically how you feel other people are perceiving you. So you don't want to be judged because you don't want to stand out from the crowd. Because if you stand out for the crowd, make a mistake, your body is going to be telling you at a primal level, at the social hierarchy, which there definitely most definitely is a social hierarchy. It's how congruent you are with yourself, how in frame you are with your life and your decisions, and how certain about where you are going are you. And that's what determines someone who is socially above someone else or not. Are they easily reactive? If I tell you to do something, are you just going to do it with a snap without second guessing, without thinking your own thought process? Are you a dog, or are you a person who follows his own way? If someone were to give you pushback or bring conflict to you, are you a person who just cowers down, who doesn't know how to deal with it? Or are you a person who can actually stand his or her ground? These types of things are going to put you in the social hierarchy to some way. And all of this comes out in your body language. And so when you are very scared to do something and you're shaking and you don't want to do it, your body is pumping you with nervous signals, with cortisol, with stress. Literally everything in your brain, your body is telling you, don't do this. Because if we take it back to the primal days and you were to talk to someone, the wrong person, and that person got angry at you, or there was someone else who did not like you talking to that person, well, you specifically are going to be outcasted from the tribe, or even hit, beat, killed maybe. And if you get outcasted, lowered on the social hierarchy to some degree where you're not getting any resources that are valuable, or you even get kicked out to some point, well, the resources you get aren't going to be good enough to survive, so you're always going to get the last, food, always the last pick of everything. And you're not going to be the healthiest because of that. If other people get mad and they beat you, well, you're going to feel physical pain from that. If you get kicked out of the out of the tribe, and you have to go into the savannah or live on your fucking own for a while, that is going to be, not with the tribe, is going to be very difficult. And in all these cases, what's going to happen is you most likely are going to die. And so if you're out alone, you're going to die. If people keep beating on you and you're feeling that pain, eventually you may die. If you're not getting the resources that you need, you may die. And so all of this in your body is telling you, hey, things like this have happened millions of years in the past, for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, to at least hundreds of thousands of years, where us as humans, when we were in our tribes, where we evolved from, our monkey brains are still in this tribal mode, this group mentality mode, where if I get kicked out from the group, my body is going to start firing like fucking crazy, because it doesn't understand a house. It doesn't understand shopping malls or prepackaged foods or cities or cars. It doesn't understand that stuff. It understands what was happening hundreds of thousands of years ago in those tribes, in those tribal times. And so if I get kicked out of the tribe today, or I get lowered on the social hierarchy today, and other people can't beat me up because of laws, or they can't kill me because of laws, well, I'm perfectly okay. If I get kicked out of my group, yes, it's going to feel horrible. And especially if this is like this is people that you go talk with every day, your work, your school, your job, anywhere, that type of place where you are talking to people every single day, the same type of people, that is much closer to a tribe. Getting kicked out of that is actually really bad because it really lowers your self-esteem, it lowers your motivation, it lowers your ability to perform, your confidence in yourself. And so getting kicked out of a tribe where you actually know that tribe is actually a very hard, depressing feeling. And it should be, it naturally should be. Those are your friends, your emotional connections, the people that you spend a lot of time with. It's going to be very hard, or somewhat difficult, to build that back up. But if it's people you don't know, people just around you at the time that you don't really know or care about, these people, if you get kicked out or you get outcasted from them, it doesn't matter. You'll never see them again. Your brain doesn't know this though. It thinks, oh, these are the people who know me. If they don't like me, I'm gone for the world. And so all the things that our brain is telling us not to do because of things that happened way in our past aren't here in our society anymore. And so you can do what you like. You could literally do what you like with absolutely zero repercussion that your brain thinks is going to happen. You're not going to get beat up. You're not going to get fucking killed. Nothing's bad going to happen. Everyone's going to forget about it in the next 10 seconds. And if anything, at least you get the confidence in you doing the actions that you wanted to do. And so when you have this ability to be, so when you go up to someone and it feels socially acceptable, your fear of judgment is going to be lower. When is it going to be higher? Well, it's going to be even higher when you go to talk to someone that you don't know, when it may be not socially acceptable. And so this can be in a whole bunch of different ways, but I don't think there's such thing as a not a socially acceptable way. Not socially acceptable would be like shitting in your hand and throwing it in the air. That's socially not acceptable. But there's degrees of this. So maybe I wouldn't even say acceptable. Maybe I would say comfortable. Because if we're using the example of a cashier, someone doing their job, you going up to that to talk to that person, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go up and talk to that person. They're supposed to give you good energy back. So your fear of judgment is lower and your fear of rejection is lower because you understand that that's their job and they kind of have to be nice to you to some degree at least, or they should answer your questions and they should reciprocate back to you. But you still may have an intense fear of judgment or rejection talking to a cashier or a person doing their job that you should be able to talk to, let alone a stranger, let alone a person you like. And so your fear of judgment is actually going to start increasing when that person you want to talk to, you get more nervous around them. Maybe it's a boss. Maybe it's someone you like. Maybe it's a stranger. Maybe it's someone you respect, you find admirable. These people that you place a higher value on, that you look at better than yourselves, or you almost get intimidated by talking to, these are the people that are going to really uplift the fear of judgment and rejection in the body that you're going to be feeling. But still, like we talked about before, all the negative stuff that could happen don't exist in the society anymore. And so it is a battle between your brain looking into the primal tribal time and acting out of this. It's acting as if we're in the primal time, but we don't. We live in modern society. And so what you need to do with your smart human brain, not your monkey brain that just fires due to stimulus, what you have to do with your smart man brain or woman brain is say to yourself, this is not where we are in life anymore. I understand my body is feeling these things because of the things that we talked about, but those things aren't going to matter anymore. They don't matter anymore. I will be choosing to do what I want to do, fight the feelings in my body, because in modern society, it doesn't matter. And this is going to be best for me in the long term. I'm actually going to do what I want to do. I'm going to be more expressive, break out of my shell. And the more you do this, the more the brain sees to itself, hey, I can go up and talk to someone or engage with this person and I don't get anything bad happens. It's actually a good thing that happens. From this, the next time you want to go and talk to someone, your fear of judgment and rejection goes down. Now this is over time, so if you wait like a month and then talk to another person after talking to someone, this probably won't move. But if it's like 2 minutes, you had a good conversation with someone, 2 minutes later, you're probably going to be still in a pumped up state, feeling good about yourself, have another conversation with them. So that's how you're going to feel socially comfortable doing it over and over again. And having these certain mindsets in place are really going to help. And so I want you to have these mindsets if you're having high anxiety talking to someone. People are my friend. This person is a human, my brother, my sister. I remember being in a conversation one time and I felt kind of nervous talking to the person, and I just really let myself go. I let myself go. I let myself feel the emotion I was feeling, that stress. I completely relaxed into it. I accepted it. And then I started having these mindsets. People are my friend. The person I'm talking to is another human. They have lived another life of years up to this point of sadness, crying, happiness, sorrow, joy. They've gone through all the emotions I have gone through in such depth. Especially if they're older, they've gone through immense amount of different emotions, right? And so I look at that person in the eyes when I talk to them, or I feel that emotion in my body before I go up and talk to them. And then when I do it, I have these mindsets. This person is friendly, this person's a brother, this person's my human friend, this person's my sister, this person I have wandered the world with for millennia of years. Then I go to talk to them and I have this internal warmth inside of me, this core, this ember burning. And it comes off so much more easy and flow-like. Instead of going up to someone very anxious in my head, will they like me? I think I'm gonna be bothering them. I don't think they have time. I don't think I'm good enough. I think I shouldn't be talking like this. I'm nervous. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. All these excuses, all these bad things in your head. You're stuck. You're overthinking. Then you go up to talk to the person. Hi, and what's happening there? Fidgety body language, nervous eye contact, unsure in your voice. Your sub-communications are not there. 93% of communication is your sub-communication, your body language, your eye contact, and your tonality. If you're not speaking in a way in which you're sure of yourself, people are going to believe you. So if I'm talking like I'm very anxious, like people don't like me, I'm going to give that person who I'm talking to a reason not to like me. Okay, why are you talking like I shouldn't like you? Why are you talking like you've been beat, hurt all of your life? Is there something okay with you? And when someone talks to another person who's like that, especially in a romantic sense, but even just in a conversational sense too, what's happening is like this person is not treated well by other people. This person is displaying to themselves that they're not confident in themselves, that they don't believe in themselves that they have value to bring. And so I'm going to believe you. If you don't think you have any value for my life, I'm going to believe you. And I'm not going to want to be part of that. I'm not going to want to use my time on this. Like, why would I want to do that? I have better things to do. I have better options. And so that's what a person is going to feel when they get that body language, that sub-communication off you. Doesn't matter how good looking you are, who you are. If you have that body language, people mortally, subconsciously are going to get these feelings. And so this is supposed to help you. This is for your mindset. This is supposed to help you with your actions, your sub-communications. And still, it may not happen naturally one for one, but having the mindsets is still going to help you get into that state, which should happen naturally, which when you're in that state, it then should happen naturally. But there's some things that you should focus on with your sub-communications. That's your eye contact, your voice, and so not the words you say, but how your voice is, and your body language. So your voice is very important, okay? How slow, how quickly you're responding, the resonance, the pace. The resonance, the pace, the tone, what type of, emotion are you displaying through your voice? When I speak in front of this camera, a lot of my previous videos that I may not even have up, I was very expressive on this camera because I was practicing. And so I was really practicing my voice. I would go up here and I would talk like this, and I would use my hands and my body language, and I'd be super expressive because I was practicing getting more used to on camera. And now I can sit in front of here and speak normally how I do because I've kind of pushed myself already past that limit, that now I can take it down, be myself, but still have access to that louder voice, still have access to a more expressive being when I need it because I've already practiced it. And so when you are talking to someone, try to break these down, depending on where you are, into your eye contact, your voice, and your body language. Try making your eye contact, and these are real things that humans respond to. Nothing else in the world do human beings respond to. Not your money, not your fucking looks, not like, yes, they respond a little bit, but these are the main things. When you're actually talking to someone, these are the main things. And so when you're talking to someone, eye contact, look at them in the eye. Don't have your head down, have your head somewhat up. Have your body language, your posture straight. And the way you get good body language is by putting your arms up to the side, arms up, all the way up, right above you, and then arms to the side, straight down, like this. That's good body language. That's how you're going to get into a good body language place. And if you're just like this and you're walking around confidently, a bit slower, controlling your pace, really grounded, taking in the world around you, that's going to be a much more confident and exude a lot more presence and confidence in yourself when other people look at you. And it's going to make them more receptive to talk to you because, of course, I'm going to talk to a guy who knows what he's doing. Of course, I'm going to talk to a girl who is socially competent, who can provide value, isn't going to be socially weird in this conversation. And so they're scared themselves of feeling socially uncomfortable. They're scared themselves of being fear of judgment. And so if you're able to be relaxed at ease, that is going to happen. What's going to happen is something called an emotional transference. So emotions are transferable, meaning what I'm feeling, you're going to feel. Transference. Meaning if I'm in this sad, depressed mood vibe, yeah, my fucking dog died, bro. I just hate everything in the world. It's making me want to just kill myself, bro. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I just hate everything in this world. It's just making me so sad. I don't want to do this anymore. So much pain and misery upon me. That emotion I'm feeling and I'm talking to someone, they're going to feel that emotion too. Where I'm going, oh my God, this shit's fucking lit. Let's go crazy. I'm going out of my mind. I'm going crazy. That emotion is also going to be transferred to them. Hello, nice to meet you. If you need any help, I'll be over here. That emotion is going to be transferred to them. Hey, how are you? If you need any help, I'll be over there. That emotion is going to be transferred. Whatever you're feeling, that other person's going to start to feel. And so what you want them to feel is relaxed, at ease, and for them to be themselves, not have them to be putting on an act or uptight or feeling like they need to be someone. And so the way you do this is by being it yourself, you being relaxed, at ease, and yourself. Eye contact, voice, and body language, basically all you want with these is relax. And the way that you're showing that you're not relaxed right now is by being too quick. So you have to stop being quick. And you need to slow things down. Slow down the way you're talking. Slow down your eye contact. Slow down your body movements, because when you are in this state of jitters, of anxiety, usually things are going to be happening more snappier. Things are going to be jolting you up. They're going to be making you more reactive. And when you're in this state, well, the other person's going to start feeling like that too. They're going to get that anxiety of nervousness from you, that feeling of nervousness from you. And so a way you can slow it down, and it's going to be hard, you're going to have to make a conscious effort to do this, is by when you're talking, understand your voice, and when you rather say or have some type of filler word, just take a pause and hold that silence. And when you're thinking and you need just a couple seconds, don't go hold that silence. So an example was, today I woke up around 8, started making my bed. It was a good bed. It was the best bed, but sometimes you really got to leave your bed unmade. Okay, just in that quick little whatever the fuck that was. How slow was I talking? Do you see the distance between my words here and here? When you open up that space, you give that space, it allows that other person to see to you, oh, this guy isn't super nervous. He's okay taking pauses, still being relaxed. He's okay holding the conversation, carrying it. And also some things I did in that little bed talk was, Add emotion to my words. So even there, emotion. See that body language? See that voice? See the eye contact? Everything was just engaged there. Emotion. In my bed, voice. More emotion. I'm adding to the vibe. And so it doesn't matter about how cool the story I'm talking is. It does a little bit, but it's the vibe. It's the emotion behind the subcommunication. And so this is going to allow you to be way more relaxed if you just slow things down, have the correct mindset, practice this over and over again until your brain recognizes that this is safe and it's actually fun to do. So what do we talk about now that we're in the conversation? We understand our subcommunication. We understand how we're making the other person feel, how we should make the other person feel for them to feel at ease and relax. What are we going to talk about them? Well, personally, I have no fucking idea what the hell you want to talk to this person for, but there's a whole bunch of reasons, and let me list them out. Well, one is you saw that person and maybe you wanted to be friends. You saw that person and maybe you were attracted to them. Maybe you saw that person and they're your boss, so you needed to talk to them. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why you would want to talk to someone, and for that person to engage with you, they're going to need a reason. If I were to go walking about my day and someone stopped me for a conversation and like, hey, how are you? I'm like, good, how are you? How's your day? It's not too bad of a day. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I had to shovel out my driveway fucking 3 times over before I could even back out my car. And that person's talking to me. Well, first they're leading with humor, carrying the conversation, being engaging, asking me questions. Most importantly, probably has good sub-communications. But if we just keep going, I'm not going to know the point of that conversation. At some point, I'm going to be like, that's awesome. Well, this conversation's going nowhere. I have no idea what you want from me. You have a good day. Now, if we're in that conversation vibing and both of us liked each other, maybe it's a guy, well, that would just be friends, and maybe I could take his contact. Maybe there's someone I like, and I'm talking to him for a while, and we're just vibing, and then I'm like, oh, I like you. But if you're going up to a person, and maybe they're already doing something, they're not just waiting, it wouldn't be just right to start a conversation. When you guys are waiting for something, like in an elevator, going upstairs, like those escalator stairs, waiting for a bus, in line, things like that, it's way more socially acceptable to start a conversation because both of you are doing nothing. And so you can just ask, what are you up to? What are you doing? And that conversation can naturally flow. And that's usually how conversations naturally do happen. But if there's someone that you want to go out of your way to talk to, which is a lot more anxiety inducing because of those reasons we stated before, especially if that person you find is attractive and you want to be their friend, you want to see if they're cool so you can, see if you can hang out again, see if they're interested in you. Well, first of all, the anxiety is going to go a bit higher actually. And so the same mindsets and actions still apply, but the anxiety is going to be a bit higher because now we're coming to a romantic sense. And now the FOJ, fear of judgment, and the fear of rejection, FOR, are higher, because if you were to express interest to that person, well, first, they may already be dating someone, they already may be in a relationship with someone, and someone else is interested into that person, and you going up to them angers them. So in a primal time, again, you're opening yourself up to a lot of potential danger going up and talking to the wrong person, or if she or he reacts badly, that could be even bad. That could be poor for you socially to the other people. And so primarily, in a primordial way, you have this even higher anxiety, fear of judgment, and fear of rejection talking to a person you're interested in. Also, if they reject you, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with me. A lot of people take it personally. Instead of being like, oh, just not that person's type. Oh, maybe they're not having a good day. They say, oh, there's something wrong with me. Which also is, like, you just have to do it so many times where that doesn't affect you anymore. If you only done it the first time, you've only done it a couple of times or a handful of times, gone up and expressed yourself, you probably are going to have this feeling of, oh, there is something with me, instead of, that's just how people are, not my type, that's okay. And so if you're talking to someone you find attractive, you want to kind of state that reason that you want to talk and get to know that person without just being weird. Like if you go to a car dealership or you go to an ice cream shop and you're going to that cashier and you're like, hey, how are you? And that person's like, hey, how are you? You doing good? Weather isn't crazy, eh? Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like you have a nice outfit on. Have you gone fishing? And they just start talking to you about like random stuff. You're going to be like, well, this is a nice conversation, but why am I here? Why are you talking to me? Aren't you supposed to sell me a car? Aren't you supposed to like give me the ice cream choices? Like, why aren't you doing your job? So if you're a guy or you're a girl, you go up to a girl or a guy, whoever you're interested in, and you start talking, and you have a good conversation, but the conversation doesn't go anywhere. That person's going to think to themselves, what was the reason for that? Why are you talking to me? At some point, they're going to want to know, okay, are you going to ask me out? Are you going to show that you're interested? Are you going to do any of this? And at some point in the conversation, you do want to state the reason that you're there. You're there. Now, personally, I have found in my way that you can do this a whole bunch of ways. You can straight out say, yeah, I find you attractive. I find you cute. And that's one way of displaying your attention. You could all do it more subtly. You could do it with looks, flirty looks, comments, things like making very playful teases, misinterpreting things, being fun and emotional in the conversation. And so that's what takes a platonic, get to know you, rapport into an attractive conversation, one with emotion. And so a conversation that people want to be part of, that is fun, that increases the vibe, is the emotion. And you show emotion through your subcommunication, through the way that you speak. And so, and the things that you do say, but it's how you say them. Again, if you're coming off like this, and it doesn't matter what you're going to say. And so, if you're able to say the things now with that relaxation, with the assumption of attraction, I just assume this person likes me because a lot of people do like me. Again, you have to build that thought up in your brain. But if you come across in that state, you can just give the reason, I found you attractive, or just state the reason entirely. And this is going to show honesty. It's going to show that you're able just to be upfront, and you're already demonstrating a nice quality already of your character trait. If you're just able to be honest, upfront, confident, bold, just stating out the reason just like that because you were asked or because you wanted to, that's going to be a really good way other than hiding your intentions. So if I go up to someone, maybe it's a guy I found attractive, maybe it's a girl I found attractive, I say, hey, I found you cute. I just wanted to talk to you. I found you cute. I wanted to get to know you a bit more. I found you cute. What are you doing here? Are you shopping for anything? And just carrying the conversation, that's going to show to the other person, oh, this person's interested in me. They're being honest. They're confident in themselves. They don't seem like they're super anxious. That is the most confident and attractive way of going up to someone and expressing your interest. It's, yes, I'm attracted to you physically. You have a nice look to you. However, I don't know you yet. And so let me get into a conversation with you, try to get to know you. And if you're cool on this end too, then maybe there's something that we could do. And the same thing talking to a friend that maybe you wanted to make more friends. You go up to that person and it's not, hey, be my friend, just asking them a whole bunch of questions. What are you up to? What are you doing? But it's you adding to that conversation and then getting them to join you in. And so it may be going up to that person and say, hey, I really like your look. Sub-communications are down. Hey, I like your look. What are you doing here? Getting the conversation going. They respond. You tell a little bit about yourself. Ask a question. Tell why you're doing there. A little story about yourself. Ask them another question. They get opening a bit more. And as the conversation builds and builds a bit more, they're going to be more open. Right at the beginning of the conversation, there's going to be a lot of resistance because their fear of judgment and rejection is very high. And yours is kind of too. But as the conversation goes on, you should be feeling a bit more loose into it. And now, if the conversation is very boring, platonic, add emotion. And you can tell when it's very boring and platonic, or not even platonic, but just boring and unemotional and dull. And so that's where you add emotion. That's where you spice it up with your words. You add a bit more energy, a bit more passion into the things that you're saying. That's where you can say a compliment or a tease to that person or some type of thing that will make them feel a certain type of way Instead of just like holding everything back, I don't want to make you feel any type of way because I'm scared of how you'll react. I'm scared of if I'll step on your toes. I'm scared of what will happen. And so when you're building rapport and attraction with someone, it's a mix of two things. It's a mix of getting to know that person and them getting to know you. So talk about things like ask questions about maybe their family, where they're from. Talk about your family, where you're from. Talk about what their interests, their hobbies are, things that they like. Talk about your hobbies, things that you like to do. And in this back and forth exchange, you're adding to the conversation, you're asking them to add to the conversation, and eventually there may be a tipping point in which they're asking questions to you. They're now like, oh, okay, this person has demonstrated enough that they're okay on their subcommunications. They seem like they're confident in themselves. They seem like they're not going to cry or have a fucking insane reaction if I don't want to talk to them. They seem secure in their own life. Okay, I will open up now and I will begin to invest in this person. Could be questions, could be asking more about your life, could be qualifying themselves, saying the things that they've done, cool things that they've done. And that is part of the rapport phase, just getting to know each other. And then the attraction is the fluff on top. It's the banter that's going on outside of the rapport. And so they may say, oh my God, I'm from Pakistan, I'm from India, I'm from Indonesia, I'm from Brazil, I'm from France, any country in the world. And you, instead of being like, oh, cool. Oh, how is it there? Oh, how was it there? It's you saying something way more engaging or giving a look that's way more engaging emotionally. Oh, I'm from France. France? Really? And you're all the way here? And you see how my voice, really? And you're all the way here? My eyes are skeptic. My body language is like this. I'm showing this range of emotions through my words and through my actions. And so it's giving them this fun, positive energy. It's giving them this teasing, negative energy. And this is how you're going to be actually making the conversations that you have something that people laugh in or can be part of the vibe with. Instead of just like, yeah, so I did my fucking university degree here, got my job here, worked there for a couple years. It's a good job. Like, there's some good people there, but last week I had to do a lot of this filing and my boss came up to me. It's like, oh my God, kill me. Such a boring conversation. And you'll build both of these at the same time. And so there'll be getting to know you talk, and then more fun talk in between. And you'll feel it in yourself, natural expressions. And what you need to do is just express that without that filter that you have. 4 is ending the conversation. And so when you feel maybe slight things in their body language of them wanting to go, of them maybe taking a step back, of maybe their feet facing the other way, of maybe them looking away a lot of the time, giving their attention to something else, they may be wanting to leave the conversation. And even before then, whenever you think or believe the conversation you want to end too, it's just being socially competent of when that moment is. And so it's not staying so long in the conversation. I used to do this when I was younger. I would never say goodbye. I would be on a conversation and just keep asking questions because I didn't know how to end the conversation. Or I would want to leave for so long and I wouldn't end the conversation. So I just wait until the other person did. After so long. I would do that every single time. And it was because I was kind of scared, I guess. I didn't want to leave that other person sad because I was leaving maybe before they wanted to keep talking. But it's being socially competent of when they want it to end and when both of you are feeling this coming to an end. At that point, all you got to say is, hey man, nice talking to you. Hey girl, nice talking to you. Let me get your Instagram. Let me get your contact. Maybe we'll hang out again. That's all you have to do. And it's not like a big thing, but again, you're going to get this another spike in anxiety when asking for a contact, when asking to further relationship, because they can say no at that point. And all the other stuff, it was just talking, but here you're kind of asking for something. So they can say no, they can be backed up, they can be resentful to that. Not resentful, but they can judge you, they can reject you from that. Now, even if they do, it's not socially competent, but that's what you're going to feel in your body. So when you say can I get your contact? Can I get this? You may feel that, and that's the reason why. It's because at this moment in time, they can judge you, they can reject you. And then lastly, it's following up. You get the contact and you want to hang out with this person again, that you actually reach out and text this person. And so that may be giving a callback joke, callback reference to the conversation you had beforehand and saying, hey, what's up? Some type of callback joke. I'm doing something later this week. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like to. And giving an invitation like that, where you're saying, I'm doing something, you're more than welcome to join, takes away the pressure from that person feeling like they need to join you, feeling like they're obligated to join you. Because what you're basically saying, especially if you have a good Instagram profile or you have at least some things on the contact that you gave that shows that you do things and you have fun outside with friends, cool stuff, that person's going to feel a lot less anxious going to know you because, again, they've only met you one time for like 10 minutes. They don't know too much about you. And so I remember this one time I met a cool guy, but the thing is, he lacked a little bit of social competence. He didn't ask me too many questions. And the thing he invited me to was something I really wasn't interested in. It was a car show, and I'm just not that interested in cars. And so he was a very charismatic person. Everything else was good. He would have been an amazing friend. However, those three things are something that he probably should have worked on. Getting to know me a bit more. I don't forget what the last thing he said. Did I say socially competent? He was pretty confident, so the social competence was fine too. But getting to know me a bit more, being more interested in me, asking me a bit more questions so I feel comfortable with him too. And then inviting me, getting to know some interest, inviting me to something kind of fun. And so, yes, he was like, hey, I'm doing this, you're more than welcome to come. But it wasn't something I was kind of like engaged in doing or wanted to go to. I'm not really a car guy at all. And so it's not an activity that I was happy or fun wanting to do. And so if you can make a reference, have some fun in the conversation, and then be like, hey, I'm doing this. It's maybe something you're interested. I'm doing it. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like to. I'm going here. You're more than welcome to join if you'd like to. And this is just giving them the space to be like, hey, I can join if I want to, but there's no pressure. And this actually allows them to make a more free choice, be more comfortable with the choice that they're making, and even want to go if they see on social media that you have fun when you go out, you hang out with other cool people, you seem like a pretty cool, positive, secure person. They're not going to regret spending time with you. And that's the biggest thing someone has to like get over when they first meet someone. Am I going to vibe with this person? Is he going to be weird? Is something odd going to happen? I don't want to waste my time. And just another thing to touch on for the rapport and building phase, especially if you're talking to someone you're interested into, is that you are supposed to be interested into them, yes, by their looks. That's what made you go up and talk to that person. But that's not the standard you have for a person that you want to date or you want to go out with. The standard that you hold for that person is emotional qualities also. Is this person ambitious? Is this person patient? Is this person confident? Is this person a good communicator? Are they funny? Do they have some interests I have? And so you're going up to a person, but the mindset and the belief is, yes, I'm attracted to you, but I'm not sold on you. I'm not going to 100% take you. It's let me get to know you. Let me see if you are up to the standards I have, because I'm a person who takes care of myself. And so your looks are up to my standards, but is your humor, your conversational skills, your confidence, your vibe, your ambition, your education, the things that you want in life, is that matching myself too? And now I'm not completely sold on everything. I'm looking for certain things that I can see if you are emotionally quality, if you have those emotional qualities that I also want in a partner. And so this allows you not to be like, oh my God, this person's more pretty than me, therefore they're a better person than me. That's not how that should work. It should be, hey, this person's prettier than me, good looking than me, is what it is. That's just 1 out of 100 things in the world. How about all this other stuff? And that is where that quality, that standard matters. And it can be so minute, so specific to you personally. And this is type of the belief that doesn't allow you to look at that person above you, but equal, and then determine where you'd like them to be. Closer to the relationship, or not too much. It allows you to be in this buyer frame. I'm not the one looking to be like, just give me anything you can. It's like, I'm looking for a certain thing. I have my standards. And that type of belief comes out in the way that you frame, talk, and communicate yourself. And that's very important. Because that person doesn't want to be with someone who'll just take everything. They want to be felt like they're chosen. They want to be felt like they kind of earned it. And in a way, they should have. They should have. It's like, if you had nothing emotional qualities, you weren't cool, you weren't humor, you were just mean to me, and I still invited you and I still was all over you, that shows no standards. It's like, come on, you're really desperate for anything. But if I'm nice, good humor, interests are the same, that is showing to the other person, oh, okay, you're kind of like me. Okay, now I'll choose to continue this further if you'd like to. If you guys need any more help with this, you can book a call in the description for my coaching program or a one-on-one strategy session, where I'll help you become the person who is able to socialize freely, start conversations, be fun in those conversations, express and flirt attractively and authentically. So if you need more help with that, go in the description, book a call there. If you have any questions, you can go to my Instagram, follow me, send a DM. And with that, boys and girls, I love you so much. Thank you for watching the video. Peace out. Bye. Love you.